I'm your host, Christina Carmel, and welcome to VIP Unlocked on the Carmel Show. Now, today I have a special guest with me. We've already started the conversation, Mr. Eddie Kadi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain, man. I'm here. Can't complain. Thanks for having me. This is
Anytime.
nice. It's a nice.
It's a little
comfy.
sexy something, you know.
Yeah. You're shining right now. I like it.
A little
I like
sexy
it.
something.
Yeah, man.
So how have you been? Obviously, you was in GH. We spoke a bit about that before.
As always, love Ghana. I've been going Ghana for the last 10 years, so it's almost become a religious move now, like a pilgrimage.
I too, guys.
But so I went there this time round. I was part of a new festival that was birthed during the whole pandemic called Upfest with a few of my good friends. A few of my good friends out there. So that was fun as per usual. And I was supposed to go back and do some more stuff, but obviously the times we're living in, a lot of things are really unpredictable. So, but Ghana's always fun.
But we love to please. That is what we do.
I'll be honest, very hospitable, man. Yeah.
Is that all you know?
Listen,
we're all about hospitality over there.
Yeah, listen, Ghanaians have been nice. Even here in the UK, Ghanaians have been nice to me. They've contributed a big part of my career, man. There's a list of people that I know and still play a big role in my life. So certainly, love Ghana.
The food was good?
The food is always good. Red.
Oh yeah. Oh, red.
Straight in. But do you know what it is? Yeah, there's something about fried yam in Ghana. Fried yam, a bit of shito, exactly.
And the green pepper.
Come on, the green pepper is actually better than the shito. I'm not too big in fish,
Oh,
Me
really?
and fish are not. I can have saltfish. Tilapia is not my friend.
Oh really? Not with the grill.
We don't talk to tilapia. We walk past each other or swim past each other.
No, but you know what? Ghana tilapia is actually really the way they grill that is just.
But do you know what it is? It doesn't matter where the tilapia is from.
You don't give a heck.
I don't care. We're not talking. Definitely not. But the food, yes, of course, in general. But prior to that, in October, actually early November till December, I was in Congo. So I spent a month in Congo as well.
Yeah.
So that was also wonderful. So
and you filmed a lot of that.
Filmed a lot, yeah. So I'm working on a project with a few of my people, man. So we're trying to showcase parts of Congo that people don't really get to see. Because, our country is a lot of the conversations just to do with politics and war and stuff like that. But actually just want to show that actually you can go to Congo and have a great time just like anywhere else on the continent. And it's important to show it to the younger generation, the diasporans who travel across the continent. We're like, come to Congo as well. Yeah. You'll enjoy. So that's why I was there. Loved it. I could have stayed even longer, man. I miss it.
You love the motherland.
Oh yeah. It's me. Do you know what I mean? It's home. I'm always comfortable. I'm shining. I feel
skin glistening.
Come on. This is how I feel. I'm floating when I'm on the motherland. And everyone, it sounds crazy, but everyone looks like you. So you feel more like...
Yeah, you feel more like home.
Yeah, you feel like home, man, for sure.
And this is the reason why I wanted to, obviously, when I messaged you, I wanted to bring you on. Yeah. Because you did an IG live, and I swear it was just it just hit me. I don't know why it hit me, but it hit me because the conversation was so necessary, and it was finally somebody is talking about it publicly. Because I think everybody has private conversations about the motherland and investing and all this other stuff, but nobody really be about it. It's all just conversation. Right. And you said something that I was like, you have to come on the show and explain. You said we need to be careful about the term enjoyment. Yeah. Explain that to me.
Do you know what it is? And I was speaking to myself too, because I had to check myself as well. Yeah. Even this trip, with Accra and then going to Kinshasa in Congo prior to that, I realized, and being in Congo, when I usually go back, it's 2 weeks here, 10 days there. I've never really done a whole month. Yeah. So doing a whole month, I got to see certain realities, how people are moving, those that are actually living there, and I felt like I was living there for a second. So it kind of felt like when it is everyday life, you have to look at it different. Yeah. When you're coming for 2 weeks, you're kind of in and out, go to the club, party, jump on the boat, party, leave, right? And I've realized that when people come to the continent, you'll go to a Nigeria, you'll be in Ghana, you'll be in Uganda. A lot of people enjoy themselves in a very small space. That's not a representation of what those countries are.
Yeah.
Like there's people that actually live there. Some people don't even have access to what we have access to as diasporans when we go back home.
Yeah, it's not. I feel like it's not realistic.
It's not realistic. It isn't. But at the same time also, if you go to Dubai, it's the same thing. You know, that small district of big buildings, skyscrapers and a little beach here and everyone's like, enjoyment. But when you just move a little bit out, even Las Vegas, same thing. So but for me, more importantly with the continent, I'm like, okay, what does it look like in the next 10, 20 years, me wanting to move back to the continent? What am I investing in to allow me to settle back there? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, if I go and just party then leave,
that's not.
I'll come back and party and then there's nothing I'm taking out of there. I'm not giving back either. Yeah. So I had to kind of check myself, and that's what got me also very emotional, because you start realizing a lot of people that come there, you don't even see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see them. They literally go, and there's nothing. There's nothing wrong with enjoyment. Like people, I think when I said that as well, some people were thinking maybe, some people just get time off work for 2 weeks. They just want to enjoy themselves. That's cool. Yeah. But also understand that is our home. Like there's a way that we have to, like, make sure the world looks at it and respects it. So therefore, we have to think long term in what we want to do on the continent. Yeah. Don't just go there, enjoy and leave. Go there and create the situation for other people to come also and enjoy and feel comfortable. Whether it's you go into agriculture, which is a big business out there, or you go into real estate, which is also big business, or you just you set up shop. There's so much to do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just understanding the continent more.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that one. And you were also talking about like the time of which you went in December and like all the things that you did. We're going to talk a bit about that. But you were talking about how many people were in Ghana at that time. Like we're talking about like directors, label owners, A&Rs, PRs, film directors, everything. And everybody was in one space at one time, but because of enjoyment, people missed so many opportunities.
And I'm glad you brought that particular, because like when I was talking about the whole enjoyment thing, there were different aspects. And that's one of the things that hit me the most. Yeah. Because I'm like, people could be here and literally, this is a physical LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, facts.
Like you can have conversations with people, they give you information you will never be able to have access to. Yeah. By the time you're coming back to London or going back to Amsterdam or America, you've got a new job, you've got a new project you're working on. And I'm paying testament to that. Like it's happened. You have conversation with the right people, because we do not ask each other enough. What is it that you do? What are you doing? What's going on? Like pull someone aside. Like, what are you doing? What's going on in your life? I see you here, you're enjoying yourself, but what is it that you do? And you'd be surprised that the quietest person in the room is the person that is there to change your life. Is there to open doors. So information is currency, especially now. It's the new currency. So it's like, once again, we just need to talk more as people, man. We need to like love each other more, and be open, because I could want to achieve something and I feel like, I can only do it by myself. But actually the person next to me who I haven't spoken to or tried to find out more about what they're doing beyond the azonto they're dancing could be the person that will help me finish that project. You never know. So that's what started to happen, that people were bumping into each other. Those that I saw, and I love connecting people. I love it. Yeah. I love knowing this person does this and that person does that. Linking them up. And then there were people in Ghana who's like, here we got Eddie again. I say, you're going to thank me later. Because it's important. But
I feel like definitely like Accra is the place to do that. And I feel like, so before I went in 2019, I was sitting with Shopsy and we went to lunch. And I remember Shopsy was like, take your camera. He, like, listen, this man broke down the visionary, like he broke it down from A to Z. And that's why we love him. He was like, take your camera, right? There are gonna be so many people there. He was like, record everything, keep logs, meet this person, this. And then what ends up happening, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I think what with you, it was different, because you went out there for longer though. You went there for longer than 2 months. Whereas a lot of us, 2 weeks, and and I've realized as well, even listening to what you said and then having conversations with other people, one thing I'm not gonna do anymore is do the 2 weeks thing.
I get you.
I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing like months. So the next thing I'm gonna do like 2-3 months. And because of the factors you were speaking about, but everybody goes to Accra. And if you're there for 2 weeks, brother, you're not having meetings. Listen, and so everything Shopsy told me, which one did I do?
Out the window.
Which one did I do?
Shake a leg.
Which one did I do? And the funny thing is, I had meetings. It got to a point, it got so bad, yeah, that I had meetings and I was at dinner. And I'm calling people who I've scheduled meetings with, you have to come to my dinner, boy.
But you see, this is the thing, right? It's difficult, once again, that's the thing about enjoyment. It's difficult to try and mix the two. You got to be.
You can't.
You got to be very. But you got to be very intentional.
But you can't do that in December.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
So you got to be very intentional about what you're getting out of that. If you're going, look, I need a break from work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Come back to work. Cool.
Yeah.
But then I'm the kind of person that knows that. I know during that period people are enjoying themselves, but I know how to look for the quiet ones that are hiding. That's what you got to understand.
Because
not everyone's going to the club.
Yeah,
some people,
true.
Yeah, not everyone's. You're not seeing them at dinner every day.
Yeah.
People are literally going to meetings because they know this is the only chance I'm going to catch all these people. It's like one big convention, but you're blinded by the parties.
Because
So my thing is, and then what happens is I know people will leave. Then there's more that will remain, and now. People have got time to talk.
And that's that end of January period.
Yeah. Because you've got to understand, during the enjoyment period of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the people who are putting on the shows are working.
Yeah. No,
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they are working, whether they're putting on events and they've got restaurants or they put a pop-up store, whatever they're doing, they are working.
Yeah.
And there will come a moment where they kind of calm down.
And they settle.
And then, you can now sit down and talk to them.
And you said that as well, because you said don't confuse the two.
Yeah.
And you were saying, listen, you see me out here, I'm jumping up and down on stage, but I'm working. I'm doing my thing, innit?
Yeah, but that's the thing about entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
People forget. We were like, every single time. Like, if I received £1 for the amount of time people go, oh, right, you're really enjoying your holiday.
Yeah.
I'll be a millionaire.
You said don't call it a holiday. You said don't call this thing a holiday.
Listen, if this was a holiday, you don't understand my. First of all, my holiday you're not really seeing. I'm not even posting that much.
Yeah.
I am chilling, right?
Yeah.
Literally, but when it's work, I've got to show people that I'm active. Those who are wondering, is Eddie still active? Can we still work with Eddie? Is he about this life?
Yeah.
I've got to show them I am active. I'm on this stage.
Yeah.
I've traveled to Ghana. I've just come back from Congo. You've got to show people that you're working, right? Make yourself available.
Yeah.
But my job and the characteristics of my job is enjoyment.
Which makes it look like,
because people, I have to make sure I set the tone for people to enjoy themselves. So then it makes it look like it's a holiday. Don't get it twisted. I love what I do. It's a lot of fun. But then when it gets to 3 in the morning, when I've lost my voice and I'm really tired, and people are like, let's go to Twist now. Let's go. My friend. Are you a deal?
Shout out to Twist though. If you can get into Twist, it's a Riverman bounce.
Shout out to my brother Eric at Twist.
Listen, if you can get into Twist, because that gate system annoys my soul. How everybody stands outside of it, and the security in Ghana annoy me as well. They hire military, and then it's like, who are you here for? It's like,
think about it, you've got to do it because everyone's trying to get in, and we have this thing of where we don't queue up like that too.
Yeah, but niggas like you ain't queuing up. You guys are going through the side and going through the back.
I'll be honest with you. Everything is about networking. Everything is about contacts. That's what I'm saying.
But you know one thing about Africa that I'm not really too hot on is the classing system. They make you feel like you are important and you are not. Like, and if you're somebody, so like people like you'll go through the side and go through the back. And the rest of us are like trying to wave, and the division in class is so because of the way they make it seem. And it's not just Ghana, Nigeria's like that.
Yeah,
if you're not somebody, it's long.
Africa it comes to, because everybody looks the same. It's either colorism or it's classism.
That's how you have to do it.
So those things happen. But let's keep it 100. When you're in entertainment, you have access to, so when your face is out there, you're connecting to so many people, you have access to certain things. So when someone's queuing up and then they look and they see myself walking to the side and it's like, oh, who does he think he is? But no, I am using the fruits of my labor. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because, for example, someone who hasn't got £200, you're not getting no visa to Ghana. So therefore, wait till you get your £200. How do you get the £200? You work for it. When you work for it, you now pay for the visa, you're on that plane. But you might even get the visa, you haven't worked hard enough to get the ticket. So what plane are you getting on? Nowadays, you might have to even pay for a COVID test. Where are you going? So it's the same thing as when you put a certain amount of work, it gives you access to certain things. We don't make the rules. That's just how life is, right? It's just the reality. So like, one day, I'm gonna look around the corner and I see you going to the side. I'm gonna remind you, say, look at that. VIP has been unlocked. That's what's gonna happen.
Niggas be saying it.
That's what's gonna happen. But no, but in general, I think, you know, in a lot of countries, not just on the continent, all over the world, you know, money talks, success talks. Yeah. It's who you know, it's who likes your work. Yep. People who own their buildings, their establishment are allowed to do what they want to do with it, who they want to access. It just is what it is. And I never underestimate the privilege that I have, you know, over the years. Just going to a party, man. And you know, in the winter, people are queuing up and you get to. I never underestimate that. I never take that for granted. But I just know that I have to keep working hard because the moment you become irrelevant, nobody cares about you. You're getting in that queue. That's life.
You're queuing.
That's just the reality. That's the reality, man.
Let's talk about Upfest.
Yes.
So before we talk about that, can we show the visuals so you can explain how you guys did this? Because I feel like this is ingenious. Yeah. This is making sense.
This is the concept of my boy Alvin Beckwith, who I've been working with the last 10 years. He has a record label called BBNZ. He works with a lot of artists as well as
BBNZ, I've heard of
it. So they had EL early on.
Yes,
You know, so a few other artists, of course, that are involved as well. But yeah, this particular concept came from his mad mind. Once again, he was sitting there during COVID thinking, what are we going to do? He called me one time, and I was in Congo at the time, actually. He said, Ed, I've got the idea. It's going to be a sort of social distancing pool boat party. I said, what are you talking about? What beach are we using? He said, no, we're going to make the boats from scratch. And when he showed me this, I said, bro, but they made it from
scratch, and you guys showed that.
They were doing the work on the side. So the thing is, once again, there's a lot of genius minds on the continent, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, and it's also high time that we actually start showing them a lot more people that come out crazy ideas, and these ideas get taken all over the world, and no one mentions it's coming from the motherland. Yeah. And like this particular idea where he had created so many jobs just from this, so many young people that are working. You know, from carpenters who are literally made the boats from scratch. They were on site. Yeah. So I landed on the 27th of December and we went live, I think the 30th, right? And during those 3 days, it was literally night and day, night shift, day shift that people were doing. Crazy. And they were painting the floors because they had a building. They painted the floors so it looked like the water. Then they made the boats and everything. Then of course the stage in the middle as well. And it was just to do something that was different. And it worked out because what you had was a club feel with a festival feel because we had great artists.
And you guys did it for a number of days, and that surprised me as well. Yeah,
it went on. It was different nights, different themes. Yeah. And Jules had his own night. I had my own night.
You guys had Stoneboy.
Stoneboy performed.
Stoneboy. The interesting thing about Stoneboy is that I had an interview with Stoneboy that day, and then it was like, well, now I'm going to Upfest. I said, hey.
Yo, Stone was there like 3-4 times. Wow. He loved it, you know. Like he's a genuine guy. Where there's good spirit, Stoneboy is there. Yeah. Of course, Stormzy as well. He came along, and his sister was one of the DJs, Rachel, who was DJ for at that time. And then Stormzy jumped on stage with one of Ghana's like new big stars in Yao Tog, you know. So they've done I think that video should be coming out soon as well. They've done the remix of the song. So like that, you know, the thing about Upfest is you went there, you just saw random artists chilling. Most of them didn't even come to perform. They were just there. You'll see UG, who blessed me on my night actually, and then you had NSGs chilling, Storms would be there, you know, Afro would be around the corner. Like it was just a beautiful, beautiful vibe.
It looked like good vibes. And then obviously you had PJ Kev. And if you guys have like ever met PJ Kev,
that guy is mad, you know.
Listen.
But he's a genius.
Energy.
He's like because the thing about me and hosting, I do not like partnering with people because I feel like that's why me and Shopsy work so well. That's like with Afro Nation, it's a rare thing because my energy is always unmatched with a lot of people stay. So you feel like you're dragging your co-host. Yeah. So like with Kev from the moment we met. Yeah. You know, and he's very American. He's really every second. So he is like the energy is crazy. Yeah. Like there's times where I know I can relax. Yeah. And I look at him and he's there doing the crip walk and he's jumping and doing.
He's got so much energy.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it even that just it's like it drains you because you're just watching him just go and go.
I remember there was a night I was tired. All I could hear is Eddie, man, where you at? Eddie, where you at? Wait. And he was like, where's my partner? Where you at? And then I was like, Kev, keep going. That's what I could say to him, because he didn't know I was on the back eating fried yam. I'm like, you got this until I recruit my energy. But his energy is amazing. He's another one who understands, you know, the importance of the continent. And he's doing a lot of that stuff in the States as well, trying to bring his friends over, really connecting. I think he said he came to Ghana 10 years ago. And, you know, his friends brought him back. And since then, he's been investing, he's been doing stuff out there. So, like, he's an all-rounder, but, you know, very sound mind. I love Kev.
Yeah, I think watching you two together, it absolutely made sense. Yeah. Because like you were saying, I think if someone doesn't match your high, it's long.
Oh, no.
You look like you've had bad experiences.
Listen, and they'll be like, you know what happens as well, yeah? The person will not be matching you, they'll come say, so how's it going for you? It's going. It's going.
It's moving.
You keep going.
It's moving.
You know, he's going. You look tired. I'm not tired. You are tired. You know what I mean? The next time you get an email, so we're thinking of doing round 2. No, I'm knocked out.
God.
I got knocked out in round 1. There's no round 2 today, bro. So that's why I've got a big up Shopsiver, because that Afro Nation stage is not easy. The level and the energy that we have to bring, and we know when he knows when I'm tired and he can just take over. I know when he's tired and I can take over, you know, with his long legs. Because that guy, those legs, listen, I know after a while, I always call him long legs. So the man with the long
tired,
legs,
boy.
Yo, I could tell, I said, my guy's tired. Let me just, I'm at the energy. The balance is beautiful, man.
I think it's just, what was that whole Afro Nation experience like, especially in, obviously, because, okay, so the first thing is like, people felt like Portugal came in like heavy with a bang. And it was almost like, if you missed that, then because they feel like the first one is always the best one. So then when it came to Ghana, I think a lot of people were like skeptical, how is this gonna go? And then also with you guys being on stage, the heat different. The heat is different. And so the work rate it will be so much more, even the sand, for me, the sand was long.
The walk, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're walking and it's like, you're like almost having to like the linger
Where are
through.
you? Where are I'm coming. This was you yesterday, you know. Stop moaning. This was you yesterday. You have to wait for you for half an hour. Like, no, but you know what? Yeah? There's different factors that affected Portugal, like Ghana as opposed to Portugal. If you think about it, Portugal was in one space, nothing else was going on. Like everybody in town was there for that. There's people that were landing in Lisbon that were driving all the way down to where we were. So it was a different experience. They've not had anything like that before. That was the only event that was going on. The town made so much money. So because it was the energy was almost implosive, like it was all in one space, it was always going to be a bigger experience, and it's the first one. It was, you know, no one anticipated like what was going to happen, because if you can imagine online, there are a lot of people like this Afro Nation is going to be, what was that that festival? I can't remember the name now.
Oh, is it Fire Fest?
Yeah, people were calling it Fire Fest. You see how people can be demonic, you know.
Do you know, people actually did call it Fire Fest, you know?
There was someone who said, hey, my uncle had a dream that people died at I've never looked at a tweet and they just spoke in tongues. Like, that's what we're talking about. But no one expected what went on. It was, for me, a perfect festival. Like the production, you know, the scheduling, the artists that came on stage, like with our hosting as well. I think we added our own element. We created our own shows in between the acts as well. Do you know what I mean? Which I think was very important to keep the crowd going. Because usually, even those big stages like the Live Nations and just massive concerts, they're used to the DJ in between, spinning a few tracks whilst the crowd are like waiting. You know, is it coming on yet?
But you guys
no, we just made sure. There's a bit where, you know, voices were gone. Because Shopsy 1 minute will be like, so we're about to kill it. You don't know who's coming on next. So guys, you know, I'm here with my bro Eddie. This is the very first Afro Nation. The next day, Eddie. I remember the time Shopsy was like, Eddie.
I can just, oh my gosh.
So when we got to Ghana, Ghana's a different ball game. There's millions of events happening at the same time. You're in Accra, like there's a lot going on. There are people that are working, they don't even care that Afro Nation is happening. Do you know what I mean? Mr. Easy has his thing going on. You got Afrochella going on at the same time. Because it's the continent, you're on a continent as well, It's like there's certain things that they couldn't do they did in Portugal, they couldn't do on the continent. It's just, look, because it's not just because it's on the continent, it's a new land. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So they had to get used to certain things. There was some delays. But ultimately, it was pulled off again, once again.
But let me tell you about one hurdle that you probably didn't know about, that we as people on the side had to experience, So imagine on the day we had Alkaline.
Right.
The Alkaline, because I didn't know Alkaline was coming. So this is for me, it's a whole different, all right, we're about to like do some bashment thing, like, okay. And because there were so many different events, I promise you just did not know what to do or where to go. Fact. And sometimes it got a bit like anxiety starts kicking in. So I remember I was sitting at a bar with my friend. She's Jamaican. So
she knows where she's going.
We have to, Dirty Wine have to run. Dirty Wine have to run. So we now had to get from Osu to Teshi, Labadi beach side, right?
Yeah.
Traffic.
Yeah, the traffic.
Do you know what? Yeah. And so what you guys didn't know, while you guys are all think, we were walking through cars.
Oh my gosh.
We were walking through cars because you know that long road where the Labadi beach is.
Yeah.
We walked through traffic.
Feeling like one of those end of the world films. You know when you watch the end of the world and there's always hey, is that the plane? Is that the place? And everyone's stop, and everyone's walking. It
was like
I get it, but you know, I always say in Africa, man. Traffic is a thing, you know.
I'm telling you.
That's why people underestimate when people are honking their horn, there's a language that's been spoken. People are using that to direct. Bam, bam, reverse, bam, turn left, bam, 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 turn right. Trust me. I'm telling you, like.
Trust me, it's a experience.
Yeah, it was a roadblock. It gets to a stage where you got to plan ahead, which is why you have to make up your mind. Which event am I going to today?
Yeah, you have to.
And you got to be out there early. I almost think like people, once you know that you're going to be at Afro Nation on that day, leave out early, because when we come out at 12 and there's like maybe 200 people there, those people are still enjoying themselves because they're walking out there having a great time by the beach, a little picnic has been set up. By the time it starts building up, you got your space already, you're already vibing. But then those people that try to do last minute, because I know girls are out here putting mad makeup in the heat. By the time you get halfway, your makeup has left you.
But and I think also because as well, because it was by Labadi Beach, and then obviously with the breeze and everything else, ain't nobody trying to come out in the sun.
True.
So we're trying to come when the breeze is coming, which is at night.
I get that. But I'm telling you, man, I think train your body, man. Train your body to
It was
adjust.
just like, it was so many decisions and it was so, and then it was like, but when we got there, it was rammed.
Packed.
It was rammed.
It was always getting packed around, I think when we start hitting like 7, it starts getting crazy. Because you know, the event finishes at like 1, 2. There was because there was one time we delayed it because we knew that people don't come out and are going to come out that early. Because on the continent, people are raving till 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Then they go to bed.
Yeah.
Then
it's
they go
a different type of,
they're not coming out till late. So we knew there was times that we delayed the performances. So there's one time I think Wizkid came on at like 2:30. Shatawale came on, and people were complaining, but they didn't realize that we delayed it for you guys.
No, but wait, because I was there for the Wizkid. I was there, because I think that was the same Alkaline time. Yeah. And what had happened was, Wizkid was supposed to come out and he didn't. And then it was like, it was long, and it was like, do you stay? Do you go home? The
anticipation.
Yeah, because it was
There's so much that happens in the background that people don't realize because you're trying to put together,
of course,
the best event.
Yeah.
Some people are delayed. There's technical difficulties. There's one time I think Fireboy came on stage and his DJ forgot the music. What? They forgot. So I said, why are you here? No, but I'm like, why are you here? You went to drive without the car keys. Why are you here? So it was that vibe, and then we had to, we was asking him to do the a cappella, but at the same time the DJ's like, no, we can download some of the music. We're trying to keep it going as the host. I'm trying to keep it going, and then there's some time where it's just that there's something happens in the back because there's cable that goes loose or something. So we're trying to make certain things work, and there's so many different moving parts that have to work together. It's extremely difficult, and people don't appreciate that, but at the same time also, they pay their money, they just want to come and see a good performance. But ultimately, I think in general, people got their money's worth. I think people got a great experience. Yeah. And once again, we have to understand these things is to be moving festivals from, Europe and bringing it to the continent. it's a new thing for a lot of people. Some people have been doing events there for years and they've mastered it. Like my friend Alvin, he's mastered doing events on the continent. You understand? He's Ghanaian, he's on the ground. So when he goes, I'm giving it 10 days to complete this thing, he's doing it because he knows exactly who to speak to, what the regulations are. Do you know what I mean? But then there's people who have landed, brought all the equipment from Europe. They've come with their security and everything, and they have to now adjust and make things work. But I appreciate the Afro Nation team, man. They smashed it, man. They smashed it.
Can we show the Afro Nation clip real quick? Because I feel like these conversations are so important.
Yeah,
because if guys like you don't come on here and talk about the experience, we're not gonna know what goes on. Look at that.
I look like Belgian chocolate. The dark one.
Look at that. I love the way this was just filmed.
Yeah, big shout out to my boys, MCM, man. I fly out with my media team.
Always, I'm all like, listen.
These are the same guys I went to Congo with as well. So we're out here trying to capture the best of Africa, man.
And this clip just gives you a full insight into how lit with the.
It was just non-stop. It was non-stop enjoyment. So many different types of artists, from different parts of the continent as well. Look at Wiz with his swag. That dashing water thing, I don't know how people always feel about that. When you're at the front, the guy
it adds to the action.
Yeah. Me, I'm at the front, you dash me water. My guy, did that come? Hey,
it adds to
I'll
the
pull your leg.
though.
See how I'll pull your leg, Wiz. Come and join us in this water.
It was something special, man. Something different.
Enjoyment, man. And we have a great time on that. Like, people literally don't realize the enjoyment. We have a great time on stage. It's a party. You're hanging out with your people. Do you know what I mean? You're enjoying African music. You're enjoying the culture. It doesn't get any better than that. And then doing it in Portugal was like, you're bringing your culture to this space. There were people that were up in the hills that were looking, like just the locals, and they were enjoying it from there. And you feel like an ambassador of your culture and you carry it with pride, man. That's where we get the energy from.
I can definitely imagine that. I feel like with you just effortlessly carry Africa, even through your career, your journey. And even, let's talk a bit about comedy. How has that journey been for you?
Beautiful. Comedy's been my backbone because it's allowed me to talk about the continent in a very relaxing way, in a way that people can relate. Not pointing fingers, why don't you say this about Africa? How can you say this about Africa? You don't know about my continent, which I share information, we make it fun, we make it enjoyable. There was a time where people didn't know what fufu was. You know, so, I let them know fufu will give you 6 packs if you're not careful. There was a time where people didn't know that Africa is actually, didn't know Africa is a continent, but they just didn't know that actually it's so diverse. And there's so many languages spoken across the culture is so different. Do you know what I mean? And people are educated, people understand what's going on around the world. There's so many parts of it, and it's like our history doesn't begin with war and poverty and slavery. All those things are important. So comedy for me over the years has been wonderful. It allowed me also to break through the barriers of people feeling ashamed to be African earlier on, and then carry that narrative to where it became cool to be African.
I think you carried that so well.
I did my part.
Do you remember the times where it used to be like Caribbeans versus Africans?
Oh yeah.
And you used to do all those clashes and stuff, and it used to be like, if you were Caribbean, it was like, well, I'm not really African, and Africans.
Exactly.
It was all of that mess.
Exactly. I think even then, I knew at that moment in time, it was, even when they were doing the African versus Caribbean, which was in good taste, of course, it was, until some people take it personal. But I had the third eye of understanding. We're all Africans anyway. We're just all here, siblings having an argument in our household. And, but it's like, that was an opportunity for us to teach each other. And also to iron out some stuff, some information, to hold people, accountable for certain things, And I remember when I went to the Caribbean for the first time, I went to Trinidad, I was just like, oh my God, this feels like when I'm in Kenya, I'm in Uganda, I'm in Ghana, it just felt, I felt at home. So like for me, comedy has been able to do that, like open up conversation, instill pride. Over the years, I've seen new comics coming through and they're very aggressive with their Africanness, And then it's given me like sort of freedom to roam across the continent, to understand the continent more, to see different parts of the continent. So I'm not just kind of second guessing. I'm literally understanding that South Africa is different to Nigeria, but also the same. Like Uganda is different to Ghana. Congo is different to Mali. So it's allowed those conversations, and I love the continent, man. It's like a free passport, you know.
No, it is. It's beautiful. But obviously, you've been in the comedy scene from a UK British perspective, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's a white man's land, you know. Like, it is a white man's land, and so
for sure.
British comedy here
is different.
It can be stiff.
Yeah, Britain's got a different sense of humour.
And that's what they say.
But that's the opportunity. Think about this. When you're cooking, you cook.
Yeah. What were you trying to?
No, I'm asking.
No, yeah, I can cut, boo.
I have to ask, you know, because when you're cooking, you froze a little bit in it.
Yeah, because I was like, you trying to comfort me?
The Red Bulls rolled down. Like, no.
Because I was like, is he trying to comfort me?
I mean, like, there's some cooks in the house. No, because the way you froze, I had to be like, yo. Because
I was like, I wasn't sure if you were trying to comfort me, like, yes.
No, I don't want to say yes yet. And then when we check the comments soon, someone will be like, just talking about cooking. We don't want no one to come and expose your life for this. So establishing your cooking. Cool. So you're making your stew, and you're like, this stew's a bit bland, you know? Yeah. You know, what do? You taste a little bit, it needs seasoning. Yeah. The seasoning, let me balance it with this. By the time you put the correct seasoning, it tastes nice. And I think that's the same what Britain is. It's an opportunity for us to be the seasoning. And that's what people don't realize. Like, I've come into the UK comedy game saying, there's something missing here. I'm going to add my own 2 pence worth, or actually 15 million pounds worth. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the reality. So it's like, they say, you know, it's dark comedy and stuff, but then we have culture, right? It's colourful. There's things to teach, like Africa and just being African, whether you're from the Caribbean, whether you're from America, whether you're from the continent. There's so much substance, and there's a lot to teach, and that's where we come in with our comedy. So I never really think about it that way. I always think, I'm in the UK, I've got to teach them about my culture. When I go to the continent, I talk about being an African in the UK, and people can relate, because the reaction is always, oh, that's funny, I get it.
Yeah, but then isn't it, do you ever feel like it's a bit of a bash culture? Because I find that sometimes I see that with like comedians, we almost have to, like, as black people, bash our culture
in order to
make them laugh.
No, but you see, like, if you follow my stand-up, has always been about teaching. Because comedy's banter. Yeah. There's no other way of looking at it. You can't take it serious.
Yeah, it is banter,
So the second level then is to make sure that when people leave, they learn something new. There's more respect, that you're not clowning your culture. You're actually saying, yo, this is what my culture is about. It's not as, don't be scared. Don't be bemused. Like, also, this is what I can compare it to when it comes to your culture. So it's about teaching and exchanging information as well. So, like, for me, when I talk about, for example, I talk about my parents making sure that I went to uni and I graduated, and I have a joke about when even if I committed crime, my parents will go to court. They'll say to the honor, I know he's a criminal. I know he's a murderer, but he has a degree. You know, that's what they will use, because education is important to Africans. But that's the message that comes across, that, listen, this is what's important in our culture. And it's just about comparing different cultures, because even, I can't speak for other people. Some people, the easy way is to bash, right?
Yeah, that's what we see a lot of.
I feel like that's a generation thing as well.
Okay, yeah.
We're living in a Generation Z is not a joke right now.
Yeah.
When it comes, like, they are happy to bash each other. Yeah. To bash themselves. They don't bash anybody. That's bashable.
Everyone can get it.
Everybody's a bashable human being. So, like, that's why for me on social media, I know my space. Yeah. You're not catching me on those sites commenting and going back and forth, because your opinion cannot be an opinion. You better come with facts. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're wrong, they will let you know you're wrong. You'll be at home like, why did that tweet?
Trying to just quickly delete.
Some people are sucking their thumb right now because of the tweet they put last week. You know what I mean? Cancel culture. Yeah. Like all that. So I think it comes with a duty to have when you've got a platform, whether it's stand-up, whether you're in sports or whatever, you're in the news, you know, you're a politician, you have a platform to do what you need to do to better your people, right? Yeah. Some people just choose to be self-serving. Yeah. And, you know, I mean, if that's their purpose, that's their purpose.
Yeah, I think actually what you said is very, very true. It's a generational thing, and I had to just really think about that, because I feel like sometimes with comedy, it's gone that way a little bit, where I feel like, oh, okay, here we go, he's going to talk about his African parents, African food, just to make white people laugh, you know, and I think like sometimes it's like, and for me comedy, I love comedy, like I don't take it too seriously, but I feel like sometimes it's like, is it a have to? Does that make sense? Do we have to do that?
Yeah, it's about expanding. I think it's about like understand, look, there's so many subject matters, but then people also talk about their experience, like their life experience. And for some people, it is about African food. It is about, you know, my mum beating me when I was growing up. It is about going to church, and they keep it at that, and that's their comfort zone. But I think over the years, as you expand, you want to talk about other things, right? You want to, like, you know, I'm a father. I want to talk about fatherhood. You know, I've grown up in the UK, and there's certain things to do with the government. And you know, you want to expand and talk about that. Your experience of going to the United States of America. So then you mix that also. But the core of you is African, right? The core of you is like, okay, there's still situations where you feel like there's still stereotype, there's still ignorance. So I still have to kind of nip it in the bud. And I think that's me analysing how I approach it. But some people, it's just comfort. Because what's happened now is, there's a lot more people on stage than there are in the audience. So what happens, you know, because, you know, you can hold your camera, you can hold your iPhone and just crack a joke, and then you can go viral, and that's you, that you're now a comedian. But then people also have to know the difference between stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, you know, like there's different types of comedy, those 15 seconds that go viral on the internet. Because some people will be able to record the best joke, the best sketch, they can't go on stage and perform, because it's a different skill set. Do you know what I mean? So once you box everything into just comedy, you then start to underestimate what it takes for certain people to go on stage like the stand-up comedian.
What do you think about this social media era of comedy as well? Do we call it comedy?
I mean, it's people laugh is comedy, right?
Yeah.
Because the result of it's supposed to be laughter. What do I think? I think when I started also, it was like, oh, look at the new African comedian. And, you know, he's talking about being African. But that's because no one was filling in that box, and it was relevant. And I know the older comedians, how I was moving fast as well. Like, new show every 3 months. You know, selling out venues and stuff and just doing it different, right? And at the time, I think it was maybe of a culture shock, because the pattern is maybe this person, you're supposed to be on the circuit for years, then, you know, honing your craft, and then do these shows. Well, I was like, I don't have time. I was not born in this country. I don't have time. I've got things to do. So in saying that, when you look at this new generation also, you work with what you've got. Social media didn't exist like that back in the days.
True, actually.
So you have access. Like, when I was younger, I wished I could just go to the BBC, or, you know, to Younger TV or whatever, and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna start recording. It doesn't work like that. Now you have your own production with your phone, and you can actually set up your own channel, and the world will see it. You don't need to go for any middleman, right? So because of that, why not? But I think what tends to happen is, everybody feels like they can do it. And I'm not a person that you know, kind of points fingers and goes, well, I'm better than anyone, or I'm a Simon Cowell that decides who's talented or not. But when it starts to have more people on stage than those in the audience, we start to lose what the word celebrity means. We start to lose the essence of real talent as well. But at the same time, we were saying this off camera, it gives an opportunity for new talent to be discovered. You know, if we wouldn't have had the Chunks of this world, and the Young Phillies of this world, and the Harry Pineros of this world, if it wasn't for that. You know, so not everybody can go through the Reggie Yates routes and stuff. So I guess each to their own, but we've got to be very, very careful that we don't really think that's the only thing that you need to do. You can become an astronaut, you know? You know what I mean? Like, you really can become an inventor. Like, you can become a journalist, a lawyer, a doctor, an athlete. There's so many things you can do, and you'll still be celebrated. But, you know, if it works out for you, then good luck.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I mean, that's gems. That is gems. And we've come to the end of the show, Eddie.
We've come to the end.
We've come
to
the end. Thank you so much for joining, man. This has been like...
It's been fun.
It's been reflective as well. I'm like sitting in myself a little bit thinking, you know. Like,
this is why I'm here.
Yeah, you know.
I'm here to help.
You've given me a lot to think about.
Like the boots.
Listen.
Why did we talk about the boots during this interview?
Because
you know now, I don't know how many times you've worn these boots on camera.
The first time for you.
You can't wear it again.
Oh, listen.
You can't wear, you can't, because they'll notice and they'll be like, and I feel like it matches my glue.
I was actually going to wear orange today as well.
Is it? See, so you kind of wear, so you can't wear it again. You can't wear it again, because this was for Eddie.
And on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode, and we will be back again on VIP Unlocked.